In the past, if you wanted to know the DPS of a team and how good it is, we usually had to rely on Excel or Google Sheets, most of them custom-made, poorly audited, and with results that nobody ever checks. They take a very long time to make as well, and a lot of them are pretty ugly to look at. Well, today I'll like to talk about a new tool even a beginner can use, and it's called Genshin Optimizer. Genshin Optimizer is a website that can scan all your artifacts, calculate their stats, and recommend the best pieces to use for you. This is how most people use the website, but recently, it has also added new features to calculate when you don't have any pieces at all, and just want to check the theoretical output of a character you haven't even pulled yet. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to figure out how well Yoimiya plays with the soon-to-be-released Emilie, a female perfumist, off-field sub-DPS, designed to work in burn teams. Burn is the combination of pyro and dendro, dealing small amounts of fire damage over time. For this team to work, Yoimiya will supply the pyro, while Emilie supplies the dendro. The concept I've cooked up is pretty simple. Zhongli will be the shield, because his shield is very sturdy and has an additional buff, reducing the enemy's resistance to everything by 20%. As our team deals many colors of damage, this is a universal bonus. To further increase the buffs given to Emilie, we can equip the Deepwood Memories artifact set on Zhongli, reducing the enemy's dendro resistance even further by 30% with an uptime of 8 seconds. Note that Zhongli's skill can refresh the shred uptime from off-field pulses, but this requires good positioning of his stone steel and some amount of lucky RNG. Even if we experience bad luck though, we will get a minimum uptime of 8 seconds. So for purposes of this video we will assume that things go perfectly, or we simply reset the Spiral Abyss run until we get perfect uptime on Deepwood Memories. That way, Emilie can achieve her maximum damage. This cute cat here is not Emilie, which I can't display as she has not been released into the game officially yet. Her skill summons a lamp, which will deal continuous dendro damage to the enemy from off-field, supplementing the on-field damage Yoimiya dishes out. Chiori works in a very similar way, except she summons 2 tomato dolls, and those dolls periodically deal geo damage. Her presence in the team means we have 2 geo units, unlocking the powerful geo resonance effect. Geo resonance decreases the enemy's geo resistance by 20%, boosting Chiori's damage, and increases the on-field character's damage by 15%, boosting Yoimiya's damage. Note that for the short period of time Chiori is on-field to summon her dolls, she gets the 15% damage boost as well. Finally we swap to on-field DPS Yoimiya, who will fire a steady stream of arrows with her 3n5 combo, or 3 waves of 5 normal attacks. This is the strategy of our burn team. It will open with Zhongli's Jade Shield first, followed by Emilie's Lamp, Chiori's Dolls, and finish with Yoimiya's normal attacks. Now that we have figured out our plan, we can calculate the team's damage profile in Genshin Optimizer. As Genshin Optimizer does not include unreleased characters until their official release, we'll have to go to the developer version of the website to perform the calculations. The link is provided in the descriptions. We just need to construct our team on the website. First, we get our teammates down, and ensure we have set their levels, talents, and buffs correctly. Then we can simulate their artifact builds by creating a new TC build. This TC build will run automatically and populate the character's stats with the most optimal configuration for its damage. We determine the damage dealt by creating or modifying the multi-target configurations for each character. These multi-target configurations represent all the damage dealt within one rotation. Yoimiya will execute 3 N5, so this results in 21 instances of damage for the multi-target config. Note that both N1 and N3 are double hit attacks. Therefore they occur 6 times each in the config instead of 3. I will not go through every single detail, but this is how we represent the damage. The most important thing at this stage is to check that we have set the multi-target correctly, so that Genshin Optimizer can optimize the damage. Note that this is done automatically with minimal inputs from us, so we do not need to calculate stuff manually like in a Google Sheet. These calculations will be done by the website itself and free from human error. Once we have set everything correctly, we simply harvest the final numbers and sum them up, dividing by the rotation length, to get the team's estimated DPS. This team DPS will tell us how strong the team is expected to be, and for our Yoimiya burn team, Genshin Optimizer estimates it to be close to 65,000 DPS, which is a reasonably strong team and one that will comfortably clear the Spiral Abyss, although it is also lower than some of the top meta teams. Now we can rest with our conclusion. The only step left is to actually play the game, because no amount of theory will substitute actual gameplay.